1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello, welcome to a video for the HissTank version 5. So here's a video for HissTank version 5. This is actually the first release of the HissTank version 5. If you're somebody that's known G.I. Joe or been collecting G.I. Joe, you know that this actually has two different versions, even two, or maybe variants if you want to call it that, two variants to version 5. This is the first one that was released, so as we get a closer look, you'll see that it actually has a brown paint job to it. It's kind of along the lines of the G.I. Joe infamous Duke arms, as they were called. According to Hasbro, if my information is correct, what happened was this was a mistake on the part of the factory, just like with the infamous Duke arms. It was something that they weren't supposed to do. It was a mistake. But by the time the mistake had been caught, it was already shipped and all that kind of stuff. So thankfully, there is a HissTank version 5 that is black. I still don't own that one. And I wanted to start it off back here just so you can see that I do have 6 of these HissTank version 5, the brown ones, and there's actually a video for that, and we'll put it right here or something, an annotation where you can see what that's all about. And I also wanted to, give you a little bit of a look like this, because this is one cool thing about having the 6 of them. These right here on this side are the ones that have the front box. Same thing right here. This is the front of the box, and this is the back of the box, the 2 right there. But we'll get a closer look at the HissTank version 5 and some more things that you can do with this HissTank version 5, whether the black one or the brown. And then, as you saw in the intro to this video, I'll even go into more in-depth of the different versions of the HissTank that we've gotten before we got the HissTank version 5. So I hope you enjoy this video, and next we'll look at a closer look up of the packaging from this HissTank version 5 from Pursuit of Cobra. And here's a closer look at the packaging the Pursuit of Cobra HissTank version 5 comes in. We have the Cobra symbol here, Cobra HissTank version 5. This is abbreviation, but I don't believe they've actually explained it anywhere. Usually it stands for a high-speed sentry, but if I'm not mistaken, I'll either put an annotation in one of the videos that we'll be doing for this video series for when they've not always used the HissTank abbreviation of high-speed sentry. So then we have some very, very nice artwork here. You can't really tell whether or not it's supposed to be black or brown in this picture here, because it's all covered in mud, and even the tracks are all dirty, and it takes place in the desert. So we've got some Desert Vipers right here from Rise of Cobra Wave 5. I've actually only got one of those. Not sure if they're going to be re-released for Pursuit of Cobra or not, or if it's something that has to stay with the Rise of Cobra franchise. Then we have a missile, it looks like, firing from this cannon here, as they say in the back of the box. So it's either a missile launcher or a pulse cannon. Then we have a Gatling gun. And then we have the Dragonhawk XH1, another Desert Viper back here. G.I. Joe logo that's been updated for this line of G.I. Joe. Dual attack modes. Window here to allow you to see the figure, the HissTank driver. No hub sticker as far as I know anywhere on here. There's the back of the box. And there's the top side up there. And here's this side. But it's all pretty much, it looks like to be exactly the same artwork as the front. Just wanted to make sure to show you guys that there's really no real differences on the other sides, other than the side that shows the commander or HissTank driver right there. And then we've got a description here that says G.I. Joe is the code name for a special operations unit of highly trained men and women. Their purpose is to defend the world against Cobra, a ruthless organization with criminal tentacles in every nation on Earth. So far, no female characters. Younger kids, I guess, don't buy the female characters. As far as I know, most of us older collectors want the female characters. We just want them to look, you know, a little more feminine than they've been in the past. Then there's the G.I. Joe logo again. Then before we get to the back of the box, let's go ahead and read the HissTank driver file card. Says, Cobra HissTank driver. The Cobra HissTank drivers are the most highly trained and aggressive drivers in the Cobra ranks. They have to be. They're at the controls of one of the most sophisticated and destructive ground weapons in the world. They unleash the full force of this new weapon in the desert battle against the G.I. Joe team. Mission equipment J-36 short burst laser weapon. And then there's their ID badge code. We'll get to the back of the box. Let's go with the description first. As the desert battle unfolds, Cobra unleashes its devastating new weapon, the Cobra HissTank. The chassis elevates and rotates 360 degrees to expand visual range and shut down any surprise attacks. Extreme terrain treads speed over the roughest ground as the tank punctuates its message of destruction with an explosive blast from its pulse cannon. Then we also have the Cobra logo and all that stuff again right there. We have a few bullet points here. Number 1 is interchangeable weapons. As you can see, the missile or pulse cannon has been moved to the side. Originally it was up top. So interchangeable weapons. Then we have number 2, which shows the driver in a lying position, but you can actually put him upside down as well. So we'll show you that later. Opening front and rear cockpits. And then down here it talks about the moving treads, which is the first time that we've had moving treads on any HissTank version. Then if you haven't already seen it, you can see here that it was intended to be black, at least at one time, and thankfully some people have been able to pick this up. Eventually I'll hope to pick it up. Maybe I'll be lucky, as I was in my previous video where I was able to buy one get one free. So let's go over the bullet points again. We have a spinning Gatling gun here, which goes to this. Firing cannon, even though it does have the missile launcher, so I'm not sure how you want to see that. Elevating 360 degree attack position, which is the first time in some ways that we've gotten an elevated one that's at least 360, but again we'll show you that we have had this elevated firing position sort of before. And then it talks again about the working treads, and then, you know, as you can see, it includes the Cobra HissTank driver figure, and this is part of the Pursuit of Cobra Desert Battle mission. It says G.I. Joe fights back as Cobra unleashes its new weapon, the Cobra HissTank. So now that we've looked at the package and everything, let's go ahead and look at the figure.